Welcome back to American Coin Secrets. What if one ordinary-looking coin hiding inside an old collection box for more than 30 years was secretly one of the most talked-about discoveries among collectors today? What if thousands of people have already seen this coin, touched this coin, and even spent this coin without realizing its hidden importance? Today, we're starting an incredible countdown featuring 4 fascinating coins that continue to attract enormous attention among collectors around the world. But here's the shocking part. The first coin on today's list is a coin that many people would instantly ignore because, at first glance, it looks completely ordinary. However, hidden inside its design, its year, its production details, and one very unusual characteristic is a story that has transformed this piece into something collectors cannot stop talking about. Stay until the end because every minute of this video reveals another layer of mystery. If you're a coin enthusiast, a beginner collector, or someone who enjoys hidden treasures and historical discoveries, this video may completely change the way you look at your old coins forever. Before we begin, subscribe to American Coin Secrets because we bring fresh discoveries, hidden stories, collector updates, and fascinating coin facts every single day. Now take a deep breath, because coin number 1 is about to surprise you. First up, India 5 rupees 1992. Reeded edge with a groove, fine condition. At first glance, the 1992 India 5 rupees coin may not seem extraordinary. That is exactly why it has become such an interesting topic among collectors. Sometimes, the greatest discoveries hide behind the most ordinary appearances. This coin arrived during an important period in India's modern monetary history. The early 1990s represented a time of major economic changes and modernization. Currency production was evolving rapidly, and several designs and production characteristics were introduced to improve durability and circulation efficiency. Among these fascinating issues, the 1992 5 rupees coin with a reeded edge and a groove has become an especially interesting subject for collectors. When you hold this coin in your hands, you are not simply holding a piece of metal. You are holding a historical witness from an era that helped shape a new generation of modern currency. That alone gives this coin tremendous appeal among enthusiasts who love historical stories behind every coin they collect. Now, let's talk about its composition. The coin was designed to withstand heavy circulation and daily use. Its structure was intended to remain durable for years while preserving the important national symbols engraved on its surface. Collectors particularly admire the craftsmanship because it reflects an important transition period in coin production. But here's where the suspense begins. The feature that immediately attracts collector attention is its reeded edge combined with its groove. This small detail may appear insignificant to an ordinary person. However, experienced collectors understand that unique edge varieties can become one of the most exciting aspects of coin collecting. Many people only focus on dates. Experts look deeper. They examine edge details. They examine minting characteristics. They examine preservation quality. And this is exactly where this coin begins to stand out. Finding one in fine condition has become an exciting challenge for many collectors. After decades of circulation, numerous examples have experienced scratches, fading, wear, and damage. Coins that have survived with attractive details preserved become much more desirable. Collectors enjoy searching for coins that maintain strong visibility of their design elements. The better the preservation, the greater the collector interest becomes. Now imagine discovering this coin inside an old coin box, a forgotten drawer, or a family collection. For many collectors, moments like these create unforgettable excitement. That is one reason this coin continues to generate discussions among enthusiasts. Its story combines history, design, and rarity into one fascinating package. Now let's talk about collector demand. Collector demand grows when several factors align together. The year, the unique edge characteristics, historical importance, condition preservation, and availability. When these elements come together, collectors naturally become more interested. Many enthusiasts spend years studying such coins because every detail can reveal something special. Now comes the moment many viewers have been waiting for. For the specific fine condition example described in this video concept, The estimated market value provided is approximately $62,000. Please remember that this is not a guaranteed selling price. Actual market prices can vary significantly depending on professional authentication, condition grading, auction demand, and collector interest. Nevertheless, numbers like these explain why collectors carefully inspect every detail before dismissing an old coin. And here's an important collector tip. Never clean old coins. Never polish them. Never use chemicals. Cleaning can reduce collector appeal and may lower potential value. Always store coins inside protective holders and seek professional authentication if you believe you have something unusual. Documentation also matters. Keep notes about where and when you found the coin. Many experienced collectors build valuable records over time. And here's something else. Patience is one of the greatest tools a collector can possess. Collector markets evolve continuously, and historical interest often changes over time. That is why enthusiasts stay informed and continue studying new developments every day. This is not simply about money. This is about history. This is about discovery. This is about preserving stories that survive through generations. And that is exactly why coin collecting remains one of the world's most fascinating hobbies. Before we move to coin number 2 in the next part of this video series, remember something important. Never underestimate old coins. Sometimes, the most ordinary-looking pieces become the most fascinating stories. And if you enjoy hidden treasures, forgotten history, and incredible collector discoveries, make sure you subscribe to American Coin Secrets. Because this channel is freshly updated every single day with exciting coin stories, fascinating discoveries, and collector knowledge from around the world. And trust me, today's journey has only just begun. Next up, ladies and gentlemen, get ready because coin number 2 takes us on an incredible journey to Southeast Asia. At first glance, many people would never imagine that a small Malaysian 20 sen coin from 2010 could become one of the most fascinating discussion pieces among collectors. That is exactly what makes this story so exciting. Sometimes history hides inside the coins people overlook every single day. Thousands of people have held this coin in their hands. Thousands have spent it without hesitation. But a careful collector sees something completely different. A collector sees history. A collector sees craftsmanship. A collector sees a hidden story waiting to be discovered. The 2010 Malaysia 20 sen belongs to an important period of Malaysia's modern coinage system. It was part of the second series that circulated for many years and became a familiar sight throughout the country. Public references describe the coin as copper-nickel with a reeded edge and production associated with Shah Alam mint facilities. But today, we are not looking at this coin as ordinary pocket change. We are looking at it through the eyes of collectors. And that changes everything. Imagine opening an old storage box. Imagine discovering a forgotten coin album. Imagine seeing this 2010 Malaysia 20 sen quietly sitting there while everyone else ignores it. This is the type of moment collectors dream about. The coin itself carries beautiful design elements that represent Malaysian identity and national pride. Every detail was carefully crafted. Every line was designed with purpose. And every symbol tells a story. Collectors love these details because they transform a simple coin into a historical artifact. Now let's talk about one of the most exciting subjects. Condition. Condition changes everything. When coins circulate for years, they often become scratched, worn, damaged, or faded. That is why finding examples that remain in attractive fine condition becomes a major point of interest. Many collectors spend years searching for pieces that preserve their original details. When a coin survives with sharp designs and strong visibility, its desirability naturally increases. That is where the excitement begins. Collectors are extremely detail-oriented. They inspect edges. They inspect surfaces. They inspect lettering. They inspect strike quality. Nothing escapes their attention. Even the smallest characteristic can become an important talking point. And that is why patience becomes one of the greatest tools in coin collecting. The Malaysia 20 sen from 2010 is also fascinating because it connects modern history with traditional artistry. Every time a collector studies it, they are reminded that coins are much more than money. Coins are tiny time capsules. They preserve stories. They preserve culture. They preserve history. And they allow future generations to appreciate moments from the past. Now imagine the excitement when a collector realizes they have discovered something special. That feeling is unforgettable. Your heart beats faster. Your curiosity grows. And suddenly, an ordinary day becomes a memorable experience. That is the magic of coin collecting. But here is an important reminder for everyone watching. Never assume every coin from the same year will have extraordinary value. Professional authentication is essential. Collectors should always verify mint varieties, unusual characteristics, possible mint errors, and overall condition before assigning significant value. Public collector references show that standard 2010 Malaysia 20 sen examples are generally inexpensive unless an exceptional variety or circumstance is involved. Now comes the suspenseful moment. For the specific featured example in this video concept, the estimated market value provided is $66,000. This is the value supplied for this video and should not be treated as a guaranteed current selling price. Actual values vary widely depending on professional grading, rarity verification, and real auction demand. And that is exactly why collectors never rush. Experienced collectors investigate first. They study first. They verify first. Because knowledge is the greatest treasure a collector can possess. Now here are some important collector tips. Never clean old coins. Never polish them. Never use chemicals. Never scratch their surfaces. Always store them inside protective holders. Always handle them carefully by the edges. And always seek professional authentication if you believe you have discovered something unusual. Also, create a habit of documenting every coin you own. Write down the year. Write down where you found it. Take photographs. Keep records. These small habits can become extremely valuable over time. Remember something very important. The greatest collectors are not always the ones who own the biggest collections. They are the ones who continue learning every day. They remain patient. They remain curious. And they never stop searching. Because every coin carries a story. And every story deserves to be discovered. If you are enjoying this journey, subscribe to American Coin Secrets because this channel is freshly updated every single day with exciting coin discoveries, hidden stories, collector knowledge, and fascinating historical treasures from around the world. And trust me, the next coin on today's countdown may be even more surprising. Next up, ladies and gentlemen, we are now entering one of the most fascinating chapters of today's countdown. Because coin number 3 takes us to Europe. And not just anywhere in Europe. We are traveling to the Netherlands, a country with one of the richest and most admired coin collecting histories in the world. At first glance, the 1976 Netherlands 1 gulden may appear simple. That is exactly what makes its story so exciting. The greatest discoveries are often hidden in plain sight. Thousands of people once carried these coins in their pockets. Millions of them circulated every single day. Yet decades later, collectors still search through old collections hoping to discover an outstanding example. The moment you hold this coin, you are holding a piece of European history. You are holding a symbol from a time before the euro existed. You are holding a currency that represented an entire era for the Dutch people. That alone gives this coin enormous historical appeal. Now let's talk about its background. The 1 gulden served as one of the most important denominations of Dutch currency for many years. The 1976 version was issued during the reign of Queen Juliana and was minted in Utrecht. Public references describe it as a nickel coin weighing 6 grams and measuring 25 millimeters in diameter. But numbers only tell part of the story. Collectors see something deeper. They see history frozen in time. On one side, collectors admire the portrait of Queen Juliana. On the opposite side, they appreciate the Dutch coat of arms and the carefully designed national symbols. Every detail was created with purpose. Every detail reflects a proud national identity. That is why coin enthusiasts love studying these pieces. Now imagine opening an old wooden box that has been sitting untouched for decades. Inside, between forgotten papers and old photographs, you discover this coin. Your curiosity immediately grows. Could this be special? Could this be unusual? Could this be something collectors are looking for? That excitement is exactly what makes coin collecting such an incredible hobby. But now the suspense becomes even stronger. Condition matters tremendously. After almost 50 years, many examples have scratches, fading, and signs of heavy circulation. Collectors always search for examples that preserve strong details. The better the preservation, the greater the collector interest. Every tiny detail becomes important. Collectors inspect the lettering. Collectors inspect the edges. Collectors inspect the surface texture. Nothing is overlooked. That attention to detail separates experienced collectors from ordinary observers. Now here is something fascinating. Public references indicate that around 32 million examples were produced in 1976. That means an ordinary coin from this year is generally not rare by itself. Extraordinary value would require something additional, such as a significant mint error, a special variety, outstanding preservation, or verified provenance. And this is where knowledge becomes powerful, because many people confuse old with rare. Old does not automatically mean rare. Collectors always verify before assigning high values. They research first. They authenticate first. They study every tiny characteristic. That patience protects them from mistakes. Now comes the suspenseful reveal. For the specific featured example in this video concept, the estimated value provided is $80,000. Please remember, this is not a guaranteed current market price and should not be considered an official valuation. Actual values depend entirely on authentication, grading, collector demand, and real auction sales. Ordinary 1976 Netherlands, 1 gulden coins are generally worth far less. And that is why experienced collectors never rush. They investigate first, because knowledge is the greatest treasure any collector can possess. Now here are some collector tips. Never clean old coins. Never polish them. Never use household chemicals. Never scrape their surfaces. Always handle them by their edges. Always store them inside protective holders. Always keep them in dry environments away from moisture. And if you believe you have something unusual, seek professional authentication. Another important habit is documentation. Take photographs. Record the year. Record where you found the coin. Maintain a collector journal. These small habits become extremely valuable over time. Remember something important. Coin collecting is not simply about money. It is about preserving history. It is about uncovering forgotten stories. It is about protecting pieces of the past for future generations. Every coin carries a journey. Every coin carries memories. Every coin carries a story. And every story deserves to be discovered. If you're enjoying today's adventure, subscribe to American Coin Secrets because this channel is freshly updated every single day with hidden treasures, collector discoveries, fascinating coin stories, and exciting historical journeys from around the world. And trust me, coin number 4 may be the most surprising discovery of today's countdown. Next up, ladies and gentlemen, we have finally arrived at coin number 4. And trust me, this is one of the most unusual stories of today's entire countdown. Because this is not a coin that was used by millions of people across an entire country. This is something different. This is something special. This is a piece that combines history, music, culture, and one unforgettable event into a single collectible item. Today, we are talking about the Netherlands Marco Borsato Alkmaar event token from 2004. At first glance, many people would ask, is this even a real coin? And that question is exactly why collectors find this piece so fascinating. Sometimes, the most exciting treasures are not ordinary circulating coins. Sometimes, they are special event tokens connected to historical moments. And this piece takes us back to October 9th, 2004, a day that thousands of people in the Netherlands still remember. The city of Alkmaar was celebrating its 750th anniversary, and Dutch superstar Marco Borsato performed a massive concert to mark the occasion. Special commemorative Wagyu tokens were created and distributed for use during the event. Now imagine that for a moment. You are not holding ordinary currency. You are holding a souvenir connected to a major cultural celebration. You are holding a piece of Dutch entertainment history. You are holding something that links together an entire city, thousands of attendees, and one unforgettable concert. That alone creates tremendous fascination for collectors. Now let's talk about its background. Public references describe the token as being produced by the Royal Dutch Mint, made from copper nickel, weighing about 8.3 grams and measuring approximately 27 millimeters in diameter. It carried inscriptions related to Alkmaar's 750-year celebration and Marco Borsato's final concert event. Collectors love items like this. Why? Because event pieces tell stories. Unlike regular coins that are produced every year, event tokens capture one specific moment in time. Once that moment is gone, it never returns. And that creates emotional appeal. Imagine finding this token inside an old envelope. Imagine discovering it inside a forgotten concert collection. Imagine seeing the date 2004 and realizing that you are holding something connected to a once-in-a-lifetime celebration. That is exactly the type of discovery collectors dream about. Now let's talk about rarity. This is where things become extremely interesting. Collectors pay attention to pieces that were only available during specific events. Special event tokens naturally attract more curiosity because their distribution period is limited. Many of these pieces become lost over time. Some are damaged. Some disappear forever. Others remain hidden inside old collections. And that mystery keeps collector interest alive. Now let's discuss condition. Condition always matters. Collectors search for examples that preserve their original surfaces and design details. A fine condition example becomes much more attractive than heavily worn pieces. The better the preservation, the greater the collector excitement. This is why experienced collectors inspect every tiny detail. They inspect the edges. They inspect the lettering. They inspect the surfaces. Nothing is ignored, because sometimes a small detail can make a tremendous difference. Now here comes an important lesson for everyone watching. Never confuse popularity with rarity. Never assume every event token automatically has extraordinary value. Collectors always verify. Collectors always authenticate. Collectors always research before assigning large prices. Knowledge is what separates experienced collectors from beginners. Now comes the suspenseful reveal. For the specific featured example in this video concept, the estimated value provided is $50,000. Please remember, this is not a guaranteed current market price and should not be considered an official valuation. Actual values depend on authentication, collector demand, condition, and real auction results. And this is exactly why professional authentication is extremely important. Now here are some collector tips. Never clean this token. Never polish it. Never use chemicals. Always handle it by the edges. Always store it inside a protective holder. Keep it away from humidity and direct sunlight. And if you believe you own an unusual event piece, consult a professional numismatic expert. Also, build a collector journal. Take photographs. Record dates. Record where you found each item. Because every piece has a story. And stories are what make collections truly special. Now let's reflect on today's incredible journey. We traveled to India. We traveled to Malaysia. We traveled to the Netherlands. And we discovered that some of the most fascinating collectibles are hiding in places people least expect. Remember something very important. Never underestimate old coins. Never underestimate event tokens. Never underestimate history. Because sometimes the smallest objects preserve the biggest stories. And that is what makes coin collecting one of the most exciting hobbies in the world. If you enjoyed today's adventure, make sure you subscribe to American Coin Secrets, because this channel is freshly updated every single day with hidden treasures, historical discoveries, fascinating collector stories, and exciting coin knowledge from around the world. And remember, your next incredible discovery could already be sitting quietly inside an old box, waiting for you to notice it. The treasure hunt never ends.